Hi everyone, I'm back. Sorry for not getting the video out last week. Just one of those things, life gets in the way sometimes. But this week I'm going to do something quite different for you. I've got a piece of dichroic glass here that I've made up, and you've probably seen videos of me basically turning them into cabs, cutting them into cabs. This week I'm going to use my faceting machine that I use for gemstones, and I'm going to facet this into an octagonal shape, and then hopefully at the end of the video we can turn it into a piece of jewellery. Welcome to Rocket Rose Art. My name is Jeff. If you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that most of what I do here is fused glass, platters and bowls and sculptures and so forth. I still do this, I just haven't done many videos on it. And previously I've used grinding wheels, which I'll give you a short clip of, and created ovals, rounds, that type of thing, which is great for that. But occasionally I have faceted pieces of dichroic glass, and I've done that on my large flat lap. But today I'm going to do it on my faceting machine that I normally use for gemstones. So even though you may not want to actually do this, hang around, because you'll see just how faceting this does bring out all of the colours. So I think you'll enjoy it. Now, if you like the video, please hit the like button. Any comments, any questions, put them in the comments section below. I don't know if you've ever made anything out of dichroic. Basically the way I make these is we've got a 2mm black on the bottom. It can be 3mm, you just write it down a little bit later on. But that's 2mm black on the bottom. And then I've layered up dichroic glass on the top of it. And this particular one, I think I layered up dichroic on clear face down. And that builds up some layers of dichroic in the middle there, so that when you cut it, you get a bit like opal, but obviously opal's a lot better. Now, looking at it like that, it doesn't look like much, but to get an idea what it'll look like when it's polished, just put in a bit of water, and you can get a pretty good idea what it's going to look like when it's polished. Now, I'm going to try and cut a octagonal shape up this end of it and try and pick up some of this these blue and purple flashes here. I'll say try because obviously I've never used the faceting machine for this. I don't really think it's going to be a problem, but we always end up with some surprises somewhere along the line. Very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to very roughly get it into a square, and then take the corners off a bit, get it down to close to an octagonal shape. Then I'll dop it up, and I'll stick a dop on the side there, or on the bottom there I should say, and then we'll go to the faceting machine. So first thing is just do this little bit of rough up on this wheel. Excuse the noise as I start this. It up a little bit. Diamond wheels, by the way. up where my Octagonal shows. I'll go and glue a Dop Stick on the bottom of that now, and then we'll go over to the Faceting machine. Gemstones, I would use wax, like on this one here, or a different type of glue to attach the gemstones, and they go on, such as this one here. Actually, I can show you this one here. I'm in the middle of cutting. Today I'm going to use just plain old super glue, and we're going to glue that on there as close as we can, I should say, to the center. So I just put a small amount of super glue on there. That's not a small amount, but that'll do. And after shaking quite a lot, I'll just get that as center as I can. Hold it on. I'll let that go hard, and then we'll try and facet it. Okay, if you haven't seen a faceting machine before, this is a very old one. I bought this second hand. The newer ones are a lot more accurate and have a lot more features on them than this one. But this does the job for me. Now, I'll just try and quickly explain what it's all about. This is a flat lap. You've probably seen my very large flat lap, but this is just a smaller version of that with diamond discs on it. It is water fed, and this mechanism over here that you can see, it allows me to get angles onto that lap so I can cut each of the facets. So it has settings for angles rotationally that way to get all the 8 facets that way, and then I can set it, raise it and set it that way to then cut each facet around the cabochon there. So I won't be able to talk while I'm doing this because of the noise. So I'll just get on, cut all of these. We'll be working through different grades of diamond laps here, and right through to the final one, which will be a perspex lap with some cerium oxide to do the polish. Well, I've decided I'm not going to polish this with cerium oxide. I'm going to actually polish it in the kiln because I really want to know basically how much rounding I'll get on the facets in the kiln. So what I've done now is I've set the angle here to 45 degrees because I'm only putting one facet on this, and gone back to a coarser grit here, and we'll go around now and put the facets on. So the last thing I've got to do now here is get that the top of this nice and flat, and then we'll be ready to put this in the kiln to get it fire polished. Okay, that's it. We just got to get it off the Dop Stick now, and we'll get it in the kiln. So the way I get this off of the stick is I just have some paint stripper in a bottle here. I'll just sit that in the paint stripper. I'll go and have lunch, and then when I come back it should just drop straight off. So there we have it. I've finished cutting it, and I'm about to put it in the kiln for a fire polish. Now, I changed my mind about polishing it. I think that's the facet there where I started polishing it with cerium. And the reason I changed my mind is that I thought, I want to see how much the fire polishing loses these facets, those nice sharp facets that you see there. So I'm going to fire polish it as low as I can. Hopefully it will come out polished. If it doesn't, I'll have to put it in again. Won't have time to finish it before this video, but hopefully it will work properly. Unfortunately, I fire polished this just a little too high, and I have lost the facets quite a bit. As you can see, they've tended to round over. So I'm going to do some more tests and lower my temperature a bit, less hold time, and hopefully I can get it so that it fire polishes in the kiln well and keeps the shape. Other than that, I would have to polish it with cerium, which obviously takes a lot longer to do. However, it looks great. The colour's nice. I like that colour. I like it especially with the gold fill that Dan's used for the wire wrapping. So I will definitely do more videos on these, do different shapes, and I will use the faceting machine. I won't give you a firing schedule this week because I'm not happy with the one that I used. When I get it right, I'll give you a firing schedule for this. Keep in mind, of course, with your kiln, you might have to change it a little bit. If you want to give it a go, I know faceting machines are very hard to come by nowadays, but keep your eyes open, you might find a second-hand one. And you definitely can get small flat laps, and basically you can do it by hand on just a small flat lap. But yeah, faceting machines are a bit hard to get. Maybe approach your local lapidary club, you might be able to pick one up at a reasonable price. Anyway, that's it for this week. As I said, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, any questions in the comments section below. Want to watch a couple of videos, a couple of suggested ones up there. If you want to subscribe, it's right there. Don't forget to turn on the notifications. And until the next video, I will say bye for now.